What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out what I believe are the final new cards from the upcoming Agent Structure deck that people definitely seem to be digging. In fact, I'm a fan of what Konami is doing with these new cards. Number one, obviously we're finally getting some Synchro monsters with the Agent theme, which definitely makes sense. I mean, like, why did you give them a tuner way back when if you were never going to explore the Synchro elements or that mechanic for Agents? Also, I like the fact that some of these new agents can summon themselves from the graveyard rather easily. Obviously, that's just going to make them more viable competitively. And then finally, if they're going to force us to play Sanctuary in the Sky, which if you look at the best agent builds historically, the ones from like 5Ds and early Zexal, they never really ran that card. At least now, you know, you don't have to have it on the field. Like, a lot of these agent cards have bonus effects, but it can be on the field or in the graveyard and get those effects. So that's definitely something I like. As long as you don't, you know, have your like copy get banished, I think you're in good shape. Anyways, let's check out the new cards. We got a new Link monster, also another Synchro, which is really nice. This Link monster is Guard of the Agent's Moon. Link 2, it's a fairy, which requires 2 fairies to summon. 1800 attack, and its link points are to the right and to the bottom right. First and second hard once per turn. If this card is link summoned, you can send one Sanctuary in the Sky or one card that specifically lists that card in its text from your deck to the graveyard, or if Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field or in the graveyard, see what I mean, you can add one Mystery Earth or Agent of Mystery Earth from your deck or graveyard to your hand instead. Second effect, you contribute one fairy, then destroy one card your opponent controls. This is very much what I like. To get the bonus effect of searching Earth, which, you know, like, one of the biggest problems with agents is Earth is the searcher, and you've never really had a way to search your searcher, but now Konami is looking to at least address that. To get the bonus effect, you don't actually have to have Sanctuary in the Sky on the field. It can just be in your graveyard and you can search Earth. This is a card that, to me, it's kind of like a setup card, right? And I think that this can even be some really quick link fodder, because these new agents, as I talked about earlier, like the Dark Hyperion or the agent Neptune, they both summon themselves from the graveyard. Neptune basically summons himself for free as long as Sanctuary is on the field or in the graveyard. With the Dark Hyperion, you do have to banish an agent, but both cards summon themselves rather easily from the graveyard. You can just summon them back, you can link summon with them, etc., etc., or you can summon them back and then launch them to pop a card on your opponent's side of the field. So definitely feels like pretty solid card. I mean, you're gonna need to get those cards out of your deck at some point, so, you know, why not use it for this? And also, I like the fact that we finally have something good to use those shine balls for, because getting 3 shine balls used to be really cool, but, you know, there was always like rank 2s kind of suck. So now you got something good to use with those shine balls. We got a consistency card, basically a rota for the deck. This is the Sacred Water of the Sky. Normal spell that is probably going to be a hard once per turn. Yep, on both of the effects. First effect, activate Sanctuary in the Sky from your deck, or add one monster that specifically lists that card in its text from your deck to your hand. Then if Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field or in the graveyard, you can gain 500 life points for each Hyperion and agent monster you control. Second, if a monster or monsters that specifically lists Sanctuary in the Sky in its text will be destroyed by battle, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So you always like to see those nice graveyard protection effects. And basically, when it says, you know, monsters that list Sanctuary in the Sky in their text, that's basically the entire agent archetype. Plus, like the Hyperion cards, basically they all list them, because obviously when agents first came out, you know, they all revolved around that card, and we used to barely ever get the bonus effects. But now the bonus effects can just be linked to it being in the graveyard, a la this card. I like this card. Even if you're never really ever looking to activate Sanctuary in the Sky from your deck, I mean, basically, it's a rota for the entire agent archetype, which is definitely good. And, you know, if Sanctuary in the Sky is on your field or in your graveyard, you get some life points. Maybe you'll get 1,000 tops out of that. But if you get something crazy like 2,500, that's definitely going to be a huge swing. But even, you know, 1,000 life points is nothing to laugh at. Consistency card, aka rota for the archetype. This is an obvious play multiples, because, again, now you have a way of searching like Earth or getting a specific agent monster like Venus without having to, you know, normal summon Earth. Like, that's pretty huge to me. Being able to just grab Venus from your deck, get the 3 shine balls on field, You didn't have to commit your normal summon to Earth. Like, that's something agents have never really been able to do before. We have a Synchro level 5 as our last card. This is another Dark Agent monster. So yeah, now agents can even include like chaos themes in their deck, because you know you got dark agents from this structure deck. This is the Executor of Hades, Pluto. Interesting. You know, Pluto, again, it was a planet when I was a kid, but now it's not a planet anymore. Level 5 Dark Fairy Synchro. Oh, it's also a tuner. I didn't notice that. I did not notice that the first time I read the card. 2300 attack, 0 defense, so pretty good stats on a level 5 monster. It's completely generic, so that is awesome, and it always counts as an agent card. Mainly that's relevant for when it is in the graveyard, if you need to banish it to like activate the new Hyperion, the Dark Hyperion's effect. First effect says once per turn, you can banish one monster in your graveyard, then target one effect monster on the field. That's a cost. Change it to face down defense position. This is a quick effect if Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field or in the graveyard. Second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, also a cost. Add one Sanctuary in the Sky from your deck or graveyard to your hand. I love that effect. I mean, now I don't even have to have Sanctuary just trapped in my graveyard. I can actually just add it from the graveyard for free. But yeah, the first effect is obviously very good. It's a solid defensive effect. Basically, it's just Book of Moon, and this one, unlike a lot of the other agent cards that have been revealed, this one doesn't require you to banish an agent monster, which could mean, you know, you could have like a random hand trap, like a Ash Blossom, or I don't know, just other random hand traps that you have in your graveyard. You could actually end up banishing one of those to pay the cost of it. Now, again, it becomes a quick effect, Book of Moon, if you do have the Sanctuary out, which obviously just is like super, super good. But I think this is a very solid card. It's not a hard once per turn on the Book of Moon effect, but it would require you to have multiple of this card on the field. I don't know if you're going to do that. So definitely feels like a solid one of in the deck. When it's on field, it's a disruptor, and then when it's in the graveyard, it can just, you know, get you your Sanctuary in the Sky basically just for free. It also just rotas for it. If you never accessed it, then it just becomes like an instant rota for it. So I really do like that. Konami is kind of acknowledging that Sanctuary in the Sky is not necessarily a good card by today's standards, so they're making it a lot easier to work with. So whatever you guys think of this new agent support, you leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching as always.